All right, so this is review for finding distance on the coordinate plane between 2 points. So sometimes they give you a graph and you find the distance, and sometimes they just give you 2 points. So we're going to do both of those types of problems. And again, this is more of a review, so if you need a more in-depth description or explanation, you could always go back to the videos from when we taught it originally, or when you learned it originally. So if I have 2 points, it doesn't matter what these 2 points are unless you like this method that we're going to use in a minute, where we're going to put them in a table. You could find these points and put them in a table, but I personally just like drawing a triangle. So we're looking for the distance between these two. Now, if you think about it as a triangle, we're going to make it into a right triangle so that we can use Pythagorean theorem. Do you see this triangle? This is what we're looking for. That's the question. We know that this is too tall, and we know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide. So we're looking for the hypotenuse. We're looking for the C. You can see it's across from the 90-degree angle. So then this would be my A. This would be my B. So then I'm going to do 5 squared plus 2 squared equals C squared. That's how you find the missing length of a right triangle. So what is 5 squared? So again, you can use your calculator. So it would be 5 times 5, or 5 squared if you want to hit the 5 squared. So that would be 25 plus 2 squared. Hopefully you know that one is 4 equals C squared. You're going to do 25 plus 4 is 29 equals C squared. You're going to find the square root, So, oops, it's not shaking because I need to unlock my phone. So then I'm going to just hit the square root button, which is right there below my finger. And it is 5.3. And this time we're going to round to hundredths, just to review that. Because it's not always tenths. Sometimes it's hundredths. Shh. So we're going to round to the hundredths. So it would be 5.3855164 equals C. So if we want to round to the hundredths, that's 2 decimals. So you're going to look at this number as 38. Is 38 going to round up because of the 5, or is it going to stay the same? Well, we know 5 or bigger makes it round up. So instead of being 38, it would be 39. So it would be 5.39 equals C. Okay, so our C value would be 5.39. Remember, it has to be longer than this side right here. All right, let's do the next one. So this one, I'm going to show you one method, but you can always, I'm going to go down here and do it. You can always draw the X and Y axis. We're going to go to -4, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, it's X, comma, Y. And then you're going to have to do X, comma, Y again for 1, 1. So I'm going to move right 1, up 1. So you can draw the points yourself if you have your own graph paper, but I'm going to show the other method just for those that want to learn the other method. Yeah, it's dead. Okay, go. So if we look at this, I'm going to put those 2 points into a table. So I'm going to do -4, 5, and 1, 1. Now, you need to figure out how much it changed. So from 5 to 1, that's this distance right here, from 5 to 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could do 5 minus 1 equals 4. Then it goes from negative 4 to 1. So if you do negative 4 minus 1, negative 4 minus 1, if I owe you $4 and I owe you 1 more, I owe you 5. Or if you count from here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, remember, you can't have a negative distance, so when we're talking about finding our values, you can, and actually I wrote those wrong. This one actually increased by 5 because I did it backwards, and this one subtracted by 4. If you're thinking about it as like what we did when we were doing rise over run, it's just because I wrote those numbers backwards. I apologize. But you have to remember when we're talking about this triangle, I don't care that it went down 4. I just know that it's 4 tall and 5 wide. So you're going to use 4 squared and 5 squared. Now remember, this distance is our C, or our hypotenuse. So equals C squared. So even though they're as points, you can graph them or you can put them in a table. So we're going to do 4 squared. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 5 times 5 is 25, equals C squared. 16 plus 25 is 41. And then we would take the square root, So then the square root of 41 is 6.40. This one will round to the tenths. So 6.403. So this one I'm going to look at only one decimal. So the 6.40, that 0 makes the 4 stay a 4. So it would be 6.4 would be your answer. So remember, it has to be the longest, and that is longer, so that's correct. So that is finding the distance between points.